Welcome to the My Games Lounge video review of Bound by Flame. I'm Respawn Roscoe, going to take you through the game and what it's all about. I reviewed the PlayStation 4 version of the game and the graphics look very nice. Characters and enemies are well designed and have a decent level of detail, while not exactly jumping off the screen at you as a true next-gen experience like, say, Infamous Second Son. The world of Vatil has some interesting locations and they all vary from each other nicely. It's fun to explore when you are given the freedom to do so. Swamps, icy mountains and underground sewers are all done very well, but the issue here is that you never get to see anything else. Never did I feel connected to a big world like I would expect of a normal RPG. It was simply where I was, then I would get to somewhere else and have no perspective on where that was in relation to a wider world. This is because the title is more an action game with RPG elements and sections rather than an all-out role-playing experience. People get in this game to keep them going until Dragon Age Inquisition or The Witcher 3 may be a bit disappointed, but those coming for the action sequences and really fast combat are going to be quite happy. The story sees the main character Vulcan possessed by a fire demon early on in the game, and you can choose exactly how to interact with this creature that's living inside your brain. Allow him to take you over more and you become demonically powerful, or do you resist and stay more human? Both choices affect the story and how your companions will perceive you, along with some of the character bonuses as well. This may well result with some of your companions not being too happy with you, however, and the endings are also different, which will require an additional playthrough to see all the different versions. The characters though are the best part of this game, and the conversations can be outright funny, as the overall tone of this title never quite takes itself overly seriously. Bad language and banter between the characters in this game is frequent, so if you don't fancy that kind of thing, maybe this is one to give a miss. If you're a bit childish like me and don't mind filthy insults all over the place, and even 6,000-year-old fantasy creatures in a dead man's body talking about sex, then you're going to quite enjoy the title.
I am the only one with the power to get us through. Why doesn't thou resist?
Now we're on to the best element of the game. The combat and action is what will keep you coming back for more with Bound by Flame. That and the fact that the game is quite a challenge. Enemies are very capable of killing you here, even the smaller ones, so you have to concentrate on what you're doing rather than smashing the same button over and over again until something dies. Your abilities include those of the Warrior, Ranger and Pyromancer, the latter being your demonic fire powers. Warriors use big heavy weapons to smash lumps off enemies, but are much slower. Using my preferred style, the Ranger, you can sneak up on enemies for extra damage, and when in combat you can dodge and counter. Boss fights are some of the gameplay highlights, although they can be easier than smaller enemies since there's only one of them at once. But that is certainly not true of the final boss. If you're like me and find final boss battles too easy sometimes, this is the game for you to play. His attack flurry can drain your entire life to nothing in seconds, and hitting him hardly does any damage. When you do chip away at his life, he then brings in a dragon. That is simply not fair at all. There are some parts that are rough around the edges here though, guys. Camera views can be awkward and occasional AI glitches help you out, but since even on normal difficulty the game is still quite hard, you won't actually mind too much when they do crop up. Occasional game crashes will really annoy you however, so watch out for a patch coming to fix that from the guys at Spiders. Overall, Bound by Flame is a good game. There are a number of things preventing it from being great, but since this is Spiders' first step into this type of game, they've actually made a good job of it. It's not overly long, 18 hours including most of the side missions, but there's plenty to keep you coming back for more if you wanted to play through it again. Some rough elements don't spoil the enjoyment and the engaging action of the game, but it is a shame there isn't a heavier focus on the RPG elements, since they were very well executed in the areas where you could engage in them. This is a good start however, and Spider should look to take the series further so we can see more of this world and a lot of the potential that was not fully realised in this title.